Yeni yılın ilk programından merhabalar. Türkiye için yine ifade özgürlüğü üzerindeki sınırlamalarla, adil olmayan yargılamalarla, uzun tutukluluklarla, hak ihlalleriyle, işkence iddialarıyla, cezasızlıkla, yasak ve baskılarla dolu bir yıldı 2020. Maalesef bu tablo yeni yılın ilk haftasında da değişmedi. Öyle ki akademisyen cübbelerinin polis postalları altına alındığı 2020'den sonra 2021'in ilk günlerinde de üniversite kapılarına polis kelepçesi vurulduğunu gördük.
President Erdogan appointed Professor Melih Bulu as the Boğaziçi University Rector. Bulu is the Justice and Development Party Sarıyer District Provincial Organization founder, 2009 Ataşehir Mayor candidate, and 2015 Parliament member candidate. Students and academics reacted against this appointment, which was made without their consent and outside of Boğaziçi University, and said, "We don't want a trusty rector." A group of Boğaziçi University faculty members launched a petition that states that they don't accept this appointment, which openly violates academic uniqueness, specific scientific independence, and democratic values.
As reactions turned into protests, the police locked the campus gate during the protest on January 4th with handcuffs, which led to a historic scene. Immediately afterwards, student housings were raided by Special Operations Forces and the number of detained students reached 40. Istanbul Governorate banned all meetings and demonstrations in Sarıyer and Beşiktaş. The governorate based the ban on the pandemic.
As protests continued, faculty members turned their backs to protest the incidents during the handover ceremony at Boğaziçi University, with Bulu appointed as the rector. Afterwards, there were resignations from the university administration.
Students under custody faced naked search, beatings and torture as government authorities accused the students of being terrorists. Interior Minister Süleyman Soylu reacted against those criticizing the intervention, supporting the police intervention. The ruling party's small partner, Nationalist Movement Party leader Devlet Bahçeli, also attempted to terrorize protests of the students on rector appointments and targeted them, saying, "Attempting to make a Gezi Park out of Boğaziçi University is a plot that has to be nipped in the bud."
Üniversitelerdeki göstermelik rektör seçimlerinin bile OHAL yetkisiyle kaldırıldığı, tüm yetkinin tek başına Erdoğan'da olduğu Türkiye'de birçok üniversite rektörü ya eski partili vekil, ya vekil adayı ya da vekil yakını. Görevdeki onlarca rektörün yayınlanmış bir tane bile uluslararası makalesi yok. Olanların çoğunun yayınlarına ise hiç atıf yapılmamış durumda. İşte Türkiye Akademisi'nin liyakat tablosu bu. Hadi bir de basın özgürlüğü tablomuza bir bakalım. Gazeteciler için 2020 yılının özeti, gözaltı, tutuklama, soruşturma, dava, hapis cezası, erişim engelleri ve ekran karartma oldu.
Dicle Fırat Journalists Association announced its 2020 report on rights violations against journalists with a press meeting organized at the association building. According to the report, 79 journalists were detained, 24 were arrested, and 43 journalists were sentenced to a total of 150 years and 15 days of imprisonment in total. 19 journalists were attacked and access bans were issued against 1960 news article in 2020.
Pointing out that pressure against journalists were made systematic in 2020, DFG co-chair Dicle Müftüoğlu stated, "Press workers were targeted due to not entering in the pool created by the ruling power, trying to be the voice of others, and acting with the principle of true and brave journalism."
Yeni yılda da hiçbir şey değişmeyecek gibi görünüyor. İşte ilk hafta yaşananlar.
The second hearing of the lawsuit filed against Oda TV Ankara News Director Müyesser Yıldız and Tele1 Ankara representative İsmail Dükel due to announcing confidential information regarding the security of the state was held at Ankara 26 Assize Court. It was revealed that a new indictment was prepared against the journalist due to the successive charge of obtaining documents regarding the security of the state and that it was merged with the current file.
Journalist Ayten Akgün was sentenced to 11 months and 20 days of imprisonment due to insulting the president through her social media posts. Istanbul Anatolian 6th Criminal Court of First Instance deferred the announcement of the verdict.
A lawsuit was filed against journalist Cem Bahtiyar due to insulting the president on Twitter after he replied to President Erdogan's tweet that said, I call out to the world that no matter what the price is, we will not allow a government to be established in northern Syria in the south of Turkey, with the expression, yeah, right.
The lawsuit filed against journalist Hacı Yusuf Topaloğlu at Adıyaman's second assize court with the allegation of illegal organization membership was concluded with acquittal. Previously shut down, Dicle News Agency reporter Topaloğlu was arrested on December 5, 2019 within the file and was released in the first hearing held on January 22, 2020.
An investigation was started against Deutsche Welle Turkish reporter Pelin Ünker and news director Peter Limburg after the complaint of Aktifbank due to the news published with the headline, "Accusation from US Banks, Aktifbank mediates suspicious transactions." The news involved the report of US Treasury's Intelligence Unit Financial Crimes Enforcement Network, and the report accused Aktifbank with supporting the Taliban, as well as mediating a suspicious transaction that is worth $91.6 million.
Istanbul Chief Public Prosecutor's Office started an investigation against Can Ataklı, who said on a YouTube broadcast, "It doesn't seem possible to me that Tayyip Erdogan may now leave the authority with an election." The journalist was charged with public incitement towards resentments and hostility. Announcing the investigation against the journalist, pro-government Sabah Daily asserted that Ataklı implied a coup.
Mesopotamia news agency reporter Mehmet Aslan was detained with a police raid organized against his home in Istanbul.
Bu hafta adliye mesaisinde olan sadece gazeteciler değildi elbet. İşte 2021 yılının ilk haftasında diğer öne çıkan başlıklar.
The 108 defendant Kobani incidents indictment prepared by Ankara Chief Public Prosecutor's Office was accepted at Ankara 22nd Assize Court. 108 people will be tried due to homicide and disrupting the unity and the territorial integrity of the state, as well as other crimes. 27 politicians are arrested within the investigation, in which former People's Democratic Party co-chair Selahattin Demirtas and Figen Yüksekdağ are arrested since September 20th, 2019, and which was extended on September 25th, 2020.
Ankara Chief Public Prosecutor's Office announced that it started an investigation against former Minister Fikri Sağlar due to public incitement towards resentment and hostility, as well as denigration, based on the opinions he expressed on a TV show.
A lawsuit was filed against Kars co-mayor Şevin Alaca, who was detained, replaced with a trustee, and was arrested on October 8, 2020 due to illegal organization membership. In the indictment prepared by Kars Chief Public Prosecutor's Office, the co-chairmanship system took place as a crime element. It was further shown as a crime that Alaca took place as the Kars co-mayor on Kars municipality's Twitter account, brochures, interviews, and Alaca's personal Twitter account, as well as the events, protests she participated in, her dance with a Kurdish folk song, and the Sister Family campaign started by the municipality due to the pandemic.
The indictment prepared against Republicans People's Party Istanbul Provincial Chair Canan Kaftancıoğlu due to incitement towards committing a crime and praising the crime, and the criminal was accepted. The first hearing of the lawsuit filed at Istanbul Anatolian 13th Criminal Court of First Instance will be held on May 21st, with Kaftancıoğlu charged due to taking a photo of the house of Presidential Communication Director Fahrettin Altun.
Poet Ahmet Telli was acquitted after standing trial for the second time at Ankara 22nd Criminal Court of First Instance due to insulting the president through the social media posts made from an account that didn't belong to him.
The first immunities summarized have arrived at the parliament. The names with summaries against them are People's Democratic Party parliament members Ömer Faruk Gergerlioğlu, Remziye Tosun, Ömer Öcalan, and Nusrettin Maçı.
The protest ban applied in Van since November 21, 2016 due to security was extended once again for 15 days by the governorate. The ban in the province continues in the new year due to the protection of national security, public order, and due to the pandemic. The protest and demonstration ban in Hakkari was also extended for another 15 days by the governorate.
The police intervened against the protest, whereas Gülistan Doku, held by Ankara Women's Platform, and 17 women were detained, including G News reporters Habibe Eren and Öznur Doğan, who were following the protest.
In the 17th hearing of the lawsuit on the assassination of Agos Daily's editor-in-chief Hrant Dink, Istanbul 14th Assize Court indicated that former Trabzon Jandarmerie members Veysel Şahin and Volkan Şahin were aware of the assassination beforehand and issued for their arrest.
A new access ban was added against those brought on the news regarding the construction tender for the land of the Savings Deposit Insurance Fund being won by the president's son's friend. Istanbul Anatolian's 7th Criminal Judicature of Peace almost gave consecutive issues of ban and banned against the news on the access ban as well.
Istanbul Anatolian's 2nd Criminal Judicature of Peace censored the news on bribery allegations on the president's former lawyer Mustafa Doğan Inal, brought on the agenda by journalists Barış Terkoğlu and Barış Pehlivan in their book.
The Ministry of Commerce General Directorate on the Protection of the Consumer and Market Surveillance issued 20,953 Turkish liras of administrative fine against Evrensel Daily due to its ad broadcasted on Tele 1 screens. The penalty was based on the ad containing a photo of a child carrying a scarf that is yellow and green on a Nivroz rally.
Ministry of Family, Labour and Social Services Council to Protect Children from Obscene Publications decided that the book entitled I Read As Well Story Series 3, Magical Rainbow, has the quality of having an obscene influence on the morality and development of children under 18. The Constitutional Court issued a rights violation decree for the 3rd time in the individual application of journalist Şahin Alpay. This application was on the house imprisonment against Alpay after his release. The High Court decided for the requirement of a judicial measure predicting him not leaving a residence that is heavy criminal suspicion was not fulfilled and issued 20,000 Turkish liras of moral compensation to be paid to Alpay.
Istanbul Regional Administrative Court decided that the investigation of beatings, insult and torture by security forces are not bound to permission. The court decree was issued after the police intervention against the statement attempt to be made by the relatives of hunger strike prisoners in Gebze prison in 2019.
Gördüğümüz gibi yeni yılın ilk haftası ifade özgürlüğü ihlalleri açısından 2020'yi hiç de aratmadı. Dileriz geri kalanında bir şeyler değişir. Haftaya tekrar görüşmek dileğiyle. Hoşça kalın.